And what's up? Welcome back. Wes Mitchell, GamecockCentral.com, GC Live, and Rivals.com. Today, focusing in on a local wide receiver. It is Irmo, South Carolina, Dutch Fork High School, four-star wide receiver Antonio Williams. Now, I've gotten a little bit behind on doing these videos. I did quite a few of them for the class of 2020 and wanted to, again, start to feature some local guys and some South Carolina targets just to give you a little bit better feel for the skill set of the players that South Carolina is recruiting. I thought nobody better to start with than Antonio Williams, again, a local guy and a kid that's absolutely blown up as far as his recruiting process goes in the last, I would say, month or two. And today we're going to look a little bit about why exactly Antonio Williams has blown up. And this is a kid, like I said, South Carolina all over him. Shane Beamer, Eric Kimry, Justin Stepp, major priority target for the Gamecocks. And just in the last month or so, several other schools stepping in, Auburn, Georgia. You got Ole Miss involved. You got Notre Dame involved. You got Vanderbilt involved. You got Michigan with an offer. All those schools have offered really in the last month or so. So the word is out on Antonio Williams. And I'll tell you, if you look, South Carolina fans and local people in the state of South Carolina, local people here in Columbia, they already knew what this kid can do starting last year, as you see right here on film. Busted onto the scene as a junior this past season, was injured as a sophomore, had a collarbone injury that really, I think, slowed down the attention that Antonio Williams would have gotten otherwise. But then you see him just burst onto the scene. And burst is a good word for this kid, because here you see it right now, punt return, him finding the edge, gets to top end speed in a hurry. And, you know, I've seen Antonio Williams now live in a game setting. I've seen him in a couple of 7-on-7 practices. And, of course, I've seen the film here that you're watching right now via Huddle, by the way. Appreciate Huddle for the film, as always. But what you see with Antonio Williams, and the reason he is a newly minted four-star guy, the recruiting industry probably a little bit behind in making him a four-star. Probably should have been a four-star a long time ago. But Antonio, pure playmaker. And you can see why he's such a big target for the Gamecocks. This is a kid that, for Dutch Fork, will line up inside, will line up outside, as a type of player you can get the football to in space here in the slot, like you see right here. He can make people miss. You can run him on these little quick outs, corner route here, breaks off his routes really well. Really soft hands, catches the football with his hands instead of his body. And, you know, a guy you can move around. I think sometimes slot receivers sort of get put in that box where you think of them as just being guys who can do certain things underneath. But Antonio Williams, a guy that can help you, obviously, on special teams in the return game, as we're seeing right here in several of these plays, but also can help you out lining up outside, can help you out down the field, make plays on the football down the field, and just is absolutely a pure playmaker. We've talked about South Carolina's need for playmakers at the wide receiver position. Very easy to see why Antonio Williams is such a big target for the Gamecocks, and a kid that's really improved his game a ton in the last year or so. Last week, we actually talked to former Gamecock wide receiver right there. Again, you see the explosiveness right there in that play you just saw. But yeah, former South Carolina wide receiver Jason Barnes, who is actually Antonio Williams' coach at Dutch Fork. We talked to Jason a little bit about the type of player Antonio Williams is and what he sees in his skill set.
He's electric. He get the ball in his hand, and you need to get the camera out as soon as he touches it. It doesn't matter if you hand it to him in the backfield at running back, which we've never done, but I'm pretty sure we might have some of that in the future. It doesn't matter if you hand it to him in the backfield, or throw him a screen pass, or throw him a 80-yard bomb. He's gonna figure out a way to make a play. He's confident. His confidence is going up. I remember when he came back as a 10th grader and broke his collarbone. His confidence was a little shattered, just like anybody else. So it took him a little while, and he got his confidence back up in 7-on-7 last year. He went to Myrtle Beach last year with the Charlotte Kings, and he went crazy. And then the look in his eye changed a little bit as he was making all those plays. And then we prepared during the summer, and he looked great. And then the first game, I told him, I was like, man, it's time to put a show on now. Like, all that other stuff means nothing. When you get the ball in your hand, show the world what you can do. And that's what he did. He had a great support system, great mom. great stepdad in Murphy Holloway that has his back and gets him anything he needs to be successful. And he has a great coaching staff that believes in him. And all he needed now was to start believing in himself. And then as soon as that look in his eye changed, it's almost nothing anybody can do about it.
So as you hear there, good kid, has it put together. And I'm telling you, if you look at what Antonio Williams' recruitment looks like right now, yes, he's blown up. Yes, he's a big-time prospect. But if you talk to the kid, hasn't let it go to his head, doesn't really act like a big-timer, as far as being someone that thinks they're bigger than the game or thinks they're better than their team or their program, and really has just gone about his business, has kept it low-key as far as the recruiting process goes, and I think really has handled all the new attention that he's received. By all indications, has handled it very, very well. So, again, that's Dutch Fork High School, Irmo, South Carolina, 4-star wide receiver, Antonio Williams, big-time player here locally and now a big-time player nationally. Rivals 4-star. I'm Wes Mitchell for Gamecock Central. We'll talk to you soon.